Yeah, when I was 17 years old, I did get arrested for a gun, and it turned out to be a misdemeanor. But what it was is that in juvenile hall, when you first get busted, the very first thing you do is it sort of shocks you. You're like, wow, I got busted. And you don't know what to expect. I remember when I got busted, I showed a lot of remorse. I usually say sometimes that the first night you cry in your bed, nobody sees you. And then all of a sudden the doors open up. And once the doors open up, you're going into a whole new, into the same world you came out of. Being incarcerated is the same world, same culture, same, ideology there. It's just a different environment.
Do you mean same as the gang environment that you just came from? Okay.
Yes. And so when I was incarcerated, there were a lot of people there a lot of support groups there. And there was a lot of support groups there. And it was the very first time that I felt like changing. Something was happening in me. I realized that, I didn't want to keep going to jail or to get incarcerated. I realized that, I didn't want this. And,
So let me just stop you for a second. Would you say that this was also a time that you were able to kind of reflect on crimes that you may have been involved in, people that you may have hurt? And also we had talked about, also fellow gang members that you lost because of gang violence and drive-by shootings.
Yes, usually when you go to jail, you usually sit there and you reevaluate your life. You think about your future, and you think about some of the people that have gone before you, some of the people that have died, some of the people that are still in the neighborhood and see their lives. And, we had homeboys that were, in their 40s and 50s, still doing drugs, still partying. It's almost like they never grew up. And so then you start to reflect on your life, and do you want to be that way? And then 10 is that you want to change. Then 10 is like, you know what, I want to change. You go through the programs, there's the schools, you go to counseling, and there's a lot of support there. But once you get out, all the support is no longer there.
I want just to focus on that a little, because I think that that's one of the key pieces, that we take juveniles and we try to give them all the supports, whatever we can to kind of make them productive. But yet you really described that once you left juvenile hall, your supports and your connections, and not being able to go home to an environment because your parents were different, meaning that they were, born and raised in Mexico, and that, it was a different culture and how you grew up on the streets as well.